It is Friday, November the 11th, 2022, and live from Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph, I'm Pearson Bowen. This is the CBC Morning Report. There are 38 murders for the year, with 29 being committed with firearms, and the Barbados Police Service has pledged to arrest gun crime. Acting Commissioner of Police Erwin Boyce says part of the problem is that access to guns is increasing.
We are not seeing wanted guns, so to speak, and I know that that was something one of my colleagues raised, and one of my colleagues raised in one of the region, that there are some wanted guns that are shared within a particular jurisdiction. But we are not seeing that type of we are not getting that type of results or information in our analysis. So we do believe that there are a number, or is a number of firearms out there that we have not touched the surface as yet.
Responding to a question at last evening's media conference at the police headquarters about random checks, Mr. Boyce says the police force has been heavily patrolling the streets.
If you were on the streets, you would see that our officers are doing a lot of checks, random checks, a lot of vehicle checks, a lot of community checks. So we are in relation to that strategy, very focused. And I can tell you, I think last week or this week, we recovered a MAT 10. And we have been recovering firearms, and if I were to just reflect on the stats that we have had up until Monday, we would have recovered over 127 firearms. We would have recovered 127 firearms today, and this is far surpassing the amount that we recovered last year. Last year, up to this time, we had 79 or something like that.
Well, the acting commissioner says the police service will undertake an approach which will ensure there is a zero tolerance to guns and gun-related matters, pledging to target the criminal element relentlessly with vigor.
We know that it is certainly not part of us to wake up almost daily and to hear on news items that there was another shooting, or read in a newspaper that there was another shooting in a community. That is not what we are about. That is not what we are accustomed to. It is not part of us to accept that there are gangs, people who have their own way of doing things, and the use of illicit firearms and serious organized crime and controlled drugs have, to some extent, now seem to have taken on a new complexion and has become part of the new culture in Barbados, or the new subculture in Barbados. Let me reiterate that Barbados Police Service will not tolerate any form of this wicked problem, and will use every partnership, every relationship, every collaboration to ensure that our people enjoy their freedom.
In describing the current spike of criminal activity, Mr. Boyce stopped short of saying Barbados is in the middle of a gang war.
What we are finding from our investigation, that there are individuals within blocks and groups, and if you want to call them gangs, that are responding to personal issues in some instances. And they have beef with, and they're targeting the person with whom they have the beef, and that's what we are finding. We are not in the business of glamorizing gangs. We are not in the business of glamorizing groups that are designed to upset the status quo in society. So that's why I would not say that there is a gang warfare. What I can say is that, yes, there are people within the groups that we identify through our investigation, through our intelligence, that have particular targets And some of those are not necessarily starting with targets in communities. You can start with targets from prison.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, we'll give you an update on what is now Tropical Storm Nicole.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Keep the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the Community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next, and follow us on Facebook.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at...
Hurricane Nicole has weakened to a tropical storm after making landfall in the U.S. state of Florida's east coast. The storm brought heavy rains and fierce winds and came as some coastal areas were still reeling from the last major storm, Hurricane Ian, which hit 6 weeks ago.
It has brought fierce winds, heavy downpours, and dangerous storm surges to the state's east coast. Nicole is expected to move north in the coming days, passing through Georgia and through the Carolinas. NBC's Jay Gray joins us from Jensen Beach in Florida. Jay, how's it going, and how is the state handling this less than 2 months after Hurricane Ian?
Yeah, and Cyril, let's start with current conditions. What a difference a few hours makes. We've got some sunshine peeking through, blue patches of clouds. I want you to take a look, though, at something we continue to see, and that's this active surf. Huge waves that continue to roll in. And so much of this area, the dunes that protect this town and others along the coast, have been damaged over the last 24 hours by driving rains, a storm surge that was 6 feet in some areas, and just the wind that continued to push that sand across and into roadways, the water following, so flooding's been an issue, and businesses and homes along the coastline. Power continues to be an issue. There are more than 300,000 without power right now. And you talk about Ian. We're on the east side of this peninsula. The west side was hit by Ian about 5 weeks ago, and it was much more devastating, obviously. It was a terrible storm. But the recovery process and the work, it's going to have to wait for a couple of days now because of Nicole. This was a massive storm, more than 400 miles wide. And so it really affected the entire state. Rain, water, again, nothing compared to Ian. But it does make those who have been working so hard for over a month at trying to come back have to pause now. It's just been a rough go, Cyril, as you allude to, over the last 6 to 7 weeks for this entire state.
And where are we on recovery, on search and rescue, if that is relevant in the path of the storm? How's all that going?
Yeah, they're just at the point now with the conditions eased enough that they can get in and try and figure out the extent of some of the damage here. Search and rescue, not really an issue, though they do have hundreds of National Guard troops on the standby if necessary. But this thing moved through so quickly, and so many people paid attention to this storm, moved to higher ground, moved to a safer place because of Ian and the damage that it did earlier. And so it looks like, thankfully, at this point, the search and rescue is not going to be an issue. The recovery will continue to be. You've got water in areas that it's not supposed to be. As I talked about earlier, you've got tremendous erosion across this state. The dunes have been damaged, and so they've got to come in and take care of that and try and replenish those where they can. Not an easy task. And then just the rebuilding from Ian and now this. So it's going to be a long and unfortunately very difficult process.
Ukrainian officials and military analysts remain cautious after Russia announced withdrawal from the largest captured city, Kherson. They believe it could be a trap.
Moscow's defense minister said he's ordered forces to withdraw to the eastern bank of the Dnipro River near Kherson. But Ukrainian officials are worried that their troops may walk into booby traps or be ambushed. Let's bring in Jonah Hull, who is in Kyiv. Jonah, have Ukrainian forces entered Kherson City?
Kherson City, no, not to my knowledge. Certainly they've entered Kherson region and made quite rapid progress from the north. The Ukrainian counteroffensive that had been building since August, applying pressure on the Russian occupation, has now made fairly sharp progress down towards Kherson City, liberating as it went the important strategic town of Snigorivka. This is a railway hub, a staging post for the Russian occupation, and beyond that several settlements. Lots of pictures online of Ukrainian troops being greeted in emotional scenes by Ukrainian residents as the Ukrainian flag is hoisted on buildings and towers. And last reports put them about 15 kilometers to the north of Kherson City, in the vicinity of the perimeter of the airport there, where they are likely waiting, assessing, perhaps surveilling with drones, trying to ascertain what is going on inside Kherson City. Because whilst they've been aware that Russia has been preparing its exit for some weeks now, moving heavy assets, particularly artillery, to the East Bank, also command and control structures and civilians, of course, there is the likelihood that they've left some troops behind, perhaps to cover that withdrawal. And military intelligence sources are reporting that perhaps as many as 20,000 Russian troops remain inside Kherson City. It is unclear whether they are there to defend the city or to cover the withdrawal. And as that withdrawal goes on, there are also reports that the Russians are destroying critical infrastructure, blowing up things like the TV tower and a heating and energy plant, among other things. So the Ukrainian forces not far from the center of the city, but will proceed now, I think, with extreme caution.
Jonah, if Russian forces do retreat fully from Kherson City and from that bank of the Dnipro River, where does that lead Russia's war effort? In particular, do they have any gains left from that big February offensive?
Well, the gains that they've been able to accumulate over the last 8.5 months or so, let's put it that way. Well, look, just in the last few weeks, President Putin declared that he was annexing 4 regions of Ukraine, one of them the Kherson region. Kherson itself, the only regional capital that Russia has been able to occupy. So it puts a pretty severe and humiliating dent in that. The other singular achievement, of course, was the building of a land corridor between occupied Crimea and the Russian mainland, of which Kherson district was a part. So this puts in jeopardy that land corridor. It also effectively potentially opens up a front that the Ukrainians can use to attack Russian positions in occupied Crimea itself.
Well, as you can see, we are outside of our studios. We're live on location at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. Why? Because today we'll get to meet the parish ambassadors, the Parish Independence Committee, and talk a whole lot more about how they're preparing for next week's Spirit of the Nation show. We'll also this morning get a chance to explore the lush grounds of this beautiful location on this slice of paradise in the parish of St. Joseph. All that and a whole lot more when you join me at 6:30 when we go live from Coco Hill Forest for Morning Barbados. The Morning Report takes a break right here. We're coming back in just a moment.
When disaster threatens, it is comforting to know there's a team working to deliver credible, comprehensive, and up-to-date information. A team that is committed to serving you. A team that will be there before, during, and after the disaster. That is Team CBC, here for you this hurricane season.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
There is no place like home, but over the past year, home has taken on an especially significant meaning for most. At times, staying at home may be limiting, but it doesn't need to be boring. If you're someone who is great at the DIY life and you've made your home a haven for creating and making new things, this is the show for you.
Barbados Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley says the relationship between Barbados and Rwanda continues to grow as there are two small countries with big visions. The Prime Minister is on an official visit to the African nation at the invitation of President Paul Kagame. The visit comes just over 6 months after the Rwandan leader visited the island. The two leaders engaged in bilateral discussions on key agreements that were inked ahead of the visit.
Have to be in today's world. Our people are going to be only available to access the best as long as we can navigate the very difficult geopolitical and uncertain times in which we live. And that means us being able to find the unique opportunities for
the century of time.
We have had, regrettably, only the direct passage between Africa and the Caribbean for nefarious purposes in the past. It is now time that we do it for our own honorable purposes and to expand the opportunities for our people. You have an excellent platform here, and you are clearly the hub in East Africa. And with the construction of your airport, I expect that to significantly expand such that the Caribbean and Latin America can benefit with the linkages to Rwanda as we go forward. I hope that even before the airport is completed, however, that we can see that direct air link between our two regions.
Meanwhile, President Paul Kagame says the relationship between his country and Barbados runs deep, which will only improve from the ongoing visit.
What we have said all along and have agreed and are trying to do, we've reached a very important first step. The first step is to have this close relationship, starting with Rwanda and Barbados, and build from there through such a cooperation that we have outlined already, whether it is through farmer manufacturing or building air bridge between Rwanda, Africa, and the Caribbean, and with Barbados. Those are very important steps.
Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has vowed to continue his fight for real freedom until his last breath, as thousands of his supporters joined a long march to the capital, Islamabad, demanding snap elections.
The rally to demand immediate elections was paused for a week following an assassination attempt on Khan. Khan plans to join the march when it reaches Rawalpindi in Punjab province, which is just outside Islamabad. Zain Basravi reports from Lahore, where Khan is recovering.
Former Prime Minister Imran Khan and the Pakistani army were two sides of the same coin. But since his ouster earlier this year, he's become the most popular politician to ever directly challenge the country's military.
There are blatant violations happening here, but a state of terror has been created in people's minds that Pakistan's army is untouchable. Don't say anything to them. They can do whatever they want. Pakistan's army will be stronger when there is accountability. It will not be weaker for it.
Khan blames a conspiracy for the attempt on his life in Wazirabad earlier this month. Top leaders deny any involvement.
Imran Khan has blamed me as the Prime Minister and the Interior Minister and the senior army officer. So I say again, if there is even the slightest evidence that I am in any way involved, I will not only resign, I will leave politics forever.
The baseless and irresponsible allegations by the chairman of the PTI party against the institution, and particularly a senior army officer, are absolutely unacceptable. No one will be allowed to defame the institution or its soldiers with impunity.
Imran Khan's political rise came only when he aligned himself with the army. His fall, like many before him, when he tried to push his own agenda. Now he's tapped into public anger against the army, often seen as controlling the country's affairs from behind the scenes.
Today these people, America's dogs, America's lackeys, are acting against their own people.
Our beloved soldiers are our brothers. We are nothing without them. But don't act as if you are angels. There are bad people among you. Get rid of them or risk worsening the growing hatred for you in people's hearts. I implore the Army Chief, you've done enough dirty business. Now have mercy on us.
Still recovering from gunshot wounds at his residence here in Lahore, Imran Khan has said that in the coming days he will join his supporters in Rawalpindi and lead them the rest of the way to Islamabad, completing the long march and continuing to ask for early elections. But open criticism of the military has potentially put him and his supporters on a collision course with one of the largest standing armies in the world.
Well, in sports now, the countries being represented at the upcoming FIFA World Cup in Qatar have been naming their teams. Three such are England, Germany and Belgium.
Harry Kane leads the side, but he's also picked Leicester's James Maddison, who's had a superb start to the domestic season. Callum Wilson also gets a call-up for the first time in 3 years, and Marcus Rashford returns to the squad despite a difficult year with injuries and form. England reached the final of the Euros less than 18 months ago and will be aiming to go one better this time around.
If you get to the final of a competition 18 months ago, there should be a fair amount of stability in terms of what that group were capable of on the biggest stage, but also room for people who are playing well to come into the group. And we've always tried to work that way. I think you've got to, I know people talk about being overly loyal, but you've got to have some consistency in your thinking, because it's hard to build something without having that consistency.
A sensational return to the German squad for the man who scored the winning goal for them at the 2014 World Cup, Mario Götze. He hasn't played for the national side for 5 years after being diagnosed with a muscle disorder, but he's fought his way back to form and is enjoying a career revival with Eintracht Frankfurt. The midfielder was Germany's hero 8 years ago in Brazil, scoring an extra-time winner to beat Argentina in the final, and now he's secured his place in Qatar. Belgium are taking a chance on Romelu Lukaku. The striker, who's on loan at Inter Milan from Chelsea, has been suffering with a hamstring problem but has been included in the 26-man squad. Coach Roberto Martinez says they will keep assessing Lukaku. Teams have until the day before their first game to call up an injury replacement. So all those players are on their way to Doha, but Japan's squad have already arrived in Qatar's capital, checking into their team hotel. Defender Yuto Nakatomo is set to become the first Japanese player to appear at 4 World Cups. Japan have reached the last 16 twice. And members of the USA squad also touched down in Doha earlier. 9 Major League Soccer players, along with coaching staff, flew in, where they'll meet 17 European-based players over the weekend. The USA will play their first Group B match against Wales on November the 21st. They also have England and Iran in their group.
And of course, all the action of the FIFA World Cup live right here on CBC TV 8. Stay tuned for more details on the matches and when they'll be shown. Well, that's it for today's edition of the CBC Morning Report live from Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. I'm Pearson Bowen. Morning Barbados starts now. In just a moment, we'll be live here from Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph as we continue to explore all things as we get ready also for next week's Spirit of the Nation show. Morning Barbados starts now.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning.
Good morning to you indeed, and welcome everyone to today, Friday, the 11th of November 2022. I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming you to the beautiful Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. That's exactly where we are. As today, Friday, we are live to share with you all of the things beautiful about St. Joseph and to meet the people who are really engineering the Parish Independence Committee festivities in this parish as well. Welcome to all of you who are watching us on our Facebook stream and the YouTube streams and on our website as well. Always wonderful hearing from you. If you're somewhere else in the world and you're accustomed to other parishes, today perhaps you get to know more about St. Joseph. But if you're somewhere in the world and you're from St. Joseph, your turn to keep bare noise in the house this morning, as today it's about you and yours. So I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you everywhere. Now, coming up today, you get to meet the parish ambassadors, the people behind the Parish Independence Committee. We'll get to meet some salt of the earth people from this parish as well, and we'll get to explore these lovely grounds here at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. So let's get started by meeting the people, the parish ambassadors, as a matter of fact. And we're just 1 week away from the Spirit of the Nation show, and so these two have stepped up once again to represent you, St. Joseph. Nikita Holder and Javed Ford, good morning, both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to see you both, and good to see you again, indeed. Are you equally excited as I am, Nikita, to represent your parish once again?
Yes, please. We're back at it again, and Spirit of the Nation show is 1 week away. We are ready. And yes, it's a great honor to represent St. Joseph once again.
So you know you're coming with a lot of experience, so therefore you should know the lay of the land.
Yes.
So what is it that you think you got from the last time that you can take into this year's show?
Definitely how this show is going to run. Just really intense rehearsals and just ready to give our all, as always.
So Javed, when they tapped you, said, Javed, you come back, you're going to come back? you obviously did not hesitate. You said yes.
Yes, please.
So what was it about the Spirit of the Nation show and representing your parish that excited you enough to want to do it again?
The wearing of costume and formal wear, and also public speaking.
Mm-hmm. How has it been getting yourself ready? I know this is all pretty much last minute for you guys, but nonetheless, you're getting yourself ready for next weekend's Spirit of the Nation show. What are you doing?
Trying to rehearse and prepare myself well.
What about you, Nikita? What are you doing to get yourself ready? What are some of the things they're drilling you on and getting yourself prepared?
Fitting for costume, formal wear, definitely rehearsals, and just really preparing as best as we can. Obviously, we've done this before, so we're coming, as you said, with a level of experience. Mm-hmm. We've been here, and just really ready to give our all. We are ready. We are ready.
St. Joseph, you all heard that? They are talking big, bad, powerful. They say they are ready. And I like that. I really, really do like that. But as a young woman, putting yourself forward, you know, now you're exposing yourself for all to see in terms of people wanting to say what, this or that. How has it been managing comments and the like as a parish ambassador?
Managing comments? Yes, one of the first things I heard was, why are you doing it again? Like, you've done this before, but it's a level of duty that I feel to this parish. I'm also a performer, I'm a teacher, so I love interacting, I love getting out there, putting myself out there and representing, and why not? Why not? It wasn't the easiest of decisions because I not so long had a baby. So it was this moment of, oh my God, can I get all of this done in this short space of time? But hey, I'm here, and as I said, we are ready, St. Joseph.
First of all, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the recent birth. And she's as thin as ever, the envy of a lot of women, I'm sure. Having given birth, a boy or girl? A boy. Oh,
A boy.
That's a good one, a boy. What's his name?
Caden.
Caden. So Caden, no doubt, if he could make as much noise as possible, will be there to support you, right?
He's 6 months, so I don't know.
He'll make
Maybe
as much
not.
when he sees mommy on the stage. But in terms of balancing time, because as a teacher, teaching demands a lot of you. How do you make the time to fit in your other kinds of activities as you get ready?
It really is a lot, working and, as you said, teaching and then taking care of my son. So when he's sleeping, I get the script, we're rehearsing, just finding the time, sacrificing sleep, but it's all going to pay off in the end. And I'm accustomed to this. So
There she talking big and powerful. What about you, Javin? What kinds of sacrifices have you had to make to get yourself ready for next Saturday?
Well, in terms of sacrifices, I go to the Barbados Community College and also I work. There's just trying to prepare myself for the show next Saturday and trying to cut out certain things, like trying to also not limit schoolwork, but trying to also focus on the show for next Saturday as well.
Yeah, so what is it that you're doing at the community college?
Well, I am an extended studies student. I'm pursuing the associate degree in public administration and management.
So what does that lend to? What do you want to be? A public administrator in management?
That's the degree to get into the public service. So I want to become an educator. So after I finish my studies, I'll be going to Erdiston Teachers Training College.
Oh, nice. Look, you have somebody next to you who's also in the profession, so you guys are going to rub off on each other. So Saturday is almost here. Next week, Saturday is almost here. What are you doing between now and next Saturday? What other events do you have so that you're connecting with your people and getting ready?
All right, so we're doing work in the community. We have a few presentations, one being to Slow Foods Barbados. And we're just rehearsing. Anytime the committee calls on us to show up, we're doing that. So
Indeed, and being fitted also for your costumes and your formal wear.
Yeah, so meeting with the designers and just doing our fittings, making sure everything is, fits in well. And preparing.
What's the project?
Project is of coconuts and community.
Of coconuts and community. You're playing with the C's of coconut and community.
Yes.
And look at where we are. We're in Coco Hill Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been here before?
I haven't.
Me neither.
I haven't. That's
what
the
about you,
truth.
Javed?
I haven't been here before.
But now that you're here, what do you think of the location?
Beautiful.
Yes.
It is. It really is.
Yes. Who would have thought that down here, it's pretty much almost in a gully on the slope of a hill, who would have thought down here was this beautiful and so quiet and serene? This is fantastic. I wish both of you well.
Thank you.
Next Saturday evening, and it's at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium, as you know. And I want to encourage as many of you from St. Joseph, the Josephines, to come out in your numbers or to watch your screens wherever they are. And you support these two youngsters who've decided to come back to support you. Nikita Holder and Javed Ford, who are this year's parish ambassadors for St. Joseph. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll be there celebrating with you as well at the end of it all. Thank you. All right. Remember, we're coming to you live from Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph, and there is a lot to do down here, I'm telling you. It's far more than simply hiking. There are people to meet. There are nature trails. You can also get involved in some of the planting. I know a lot of the reforestation activity continues here at Coco Hill Forest as well. We'll tell you a little bit more about that. My team, not me, had a chance to hit the slopes and they've discovered some things. So before the end of today, they'll share with you just what they have found as well. And as my technical director says, I ain't even ashamed. No, I ain't ashamed. In getting here, listen, I had the time of my life getting here. So I would suggest to you, call ahead, get the directions clear, but get here as best you possibly can. But when you get here, all of that is dispelled. You just have a good, fun time in the midst of nature. The birds are chirping, the sun has risen. You can feel the coolness of the breeze. There's a little slight dampness, but that's all right. And we have a cat that is monitoring everything that we're doing so far this morning. I had a whistling frog on my table while I told you the news this morning. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Yeah, we had to keep our composure as best we possibly can. But that's life in the jungle. That's life right here at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. Tell you what, we'll take a break. We're coming back with more in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is no place like home, but over the past year, home has taken on an especially significant meaning for most. At times, staying at home may be limiting, but it doesn't need to be boring. If you're someone who is great at the DIY life and you've made your home a haven for creating and making new things, this is the show for you. Send us an email at morninbarbados@cbc.bb and share how you've been making it from home.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados will love to feature your book.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Live from Coco Hill Forest here in St. Joseph. Welcome to all of you. I hope you get to see the beauty of the space we are enjoying this morning, coming to you live from St. Joseph, as a matter of fact. And as I've been telling you, next Saturday is the Spirit of the Nation show at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium. You will get to see all of our parish ambassadors on stage, but most of all, you'll get to see St. Joseph's parish ambassadors. You get to hear the project, you hear the reports. You see everything that they've been so busy working on. You get to see them in costume and formal wear. You see the parish talent. You will just be delighted at everything coming from St. Joseph. So I want to encourage as many of you Josephines to really give your fullest support to all of the activities here. Now, we would have just met the parish ambassadors who have decided from 2018 to come forward again in 2022 to represent you, St. Joseph. With me now is a young man who was a parish ambassador for 2019. His name is Justin Headley. Justin, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty all right. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Good to have you indeed. Does it feel like just yesterday you were a parish ambassador?
Just yesterday. Just yesterday.
So have you been able to work along with the Parish Independence Committee nonetheless over the years in still contributing?
Yes.
Yeah,
please.
what have you been doing with them?
I've been doing walkthroughs, any project is that I can help on. I can help, just lend a hand, helping hand.
But why? Why did you keep it up?
I think is my duty because I love my parish so much.
I like the way you said it. It's my duty. I love my parish so much.
There's no place like Joseph. Like
you
St.
sure?
Joseph. No place like St.
In other
Joseph.
words, you've never been to St. Lucie, right?
Yes, please.
Give me 2 reasons why St. Joseph is oh so special.
The trees, forest, and the people.
So you give me 3.
Yeah.
The trees, the forest, and the people. Yeah. All right. So what are some of the forested areas in St. Joseph that I can go explore?
The Joes River Forest. This Coco Hill Forest here.
There's a Joes River Forest?
Yes, please.
You know, I didn't know that. I know of Joes River. We know of Joes River. I never thought there was a Joes River Forest. So that's pretty near to Joes River itself?
All right. Joes is, before it was a Joes River Forest, but people turned around and migrated further down. So, yeah.
Right. So when we go to Joes River Forest, we can hit the nature trails and see nature again?
There's nature trails. You can even take some trails and basically go up to Hackerton's Cliff.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Well. Now you're telling me.
St. Joseph is a place of knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
You're so right. So when you say it's a place of knowledge, what do you mean?
Like for instance, did you know that the first breadfruit tree was planted back in 1758?
And it happened in St. Joseph?
St. Elizabeth Village.
How you know? You weren't born. But you've been told that. I did not know. I know breadfruit is one of those first fruits that we planted here for the world, really. And it happened in St. Joseph, in St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth Village.
Wow.
The tree came from St. Vincent. Yeah, way back in this time.
And so are there still a lot of breadfruit trees in St. Elizabeth Village?
Yes, please. Even along through my gap. I come from Joes River, and there's at least about 50, 60 trees, breadfruit trees alone through the gap.
So you will never go hungry?
Never. Never.
So do you eat a lot of breadfruit?
Yes, please.
What do you eat your breadfruit with?
I prefer my breadfruit roast.
Really?
Yeah.
So down to the beach side and roast it, or you roast it at home?
Roasted at home, down to the beach side. Yeah.
Just so?
Just so.
You know, I've never had roasted breadfruit.
Never?
Well, they all look at me like I'm strange. What kind of Bajan are you, right? I don't know, that blackened skin, I'm not a fan of that. Do a cuckoo for me, as they say, stretch it out, and I'm pretty fine with that. But I'm not sure yet about the roasted brew. Well, so with the roasted breadfruit, you all eat the skin?
No.
They're trying to trick me here. No, you don't eat the skin. So you peel the skin and you eat the yellow meat inside.
Yeah.
Wow, is it delicious roasted?
And then you end up cutting out the heart and any butter of your choice or any ingredient of your choice.
And it's really flavorful?
Really flavorful.
What about use of things like salt fish or red herring?
Yes.
Yeah,
even if it is, you have a nice bojo.
Cheese or bread, no be talking. No be talking indeed. And that's the kind of activity that happens there in Joes River around that breadfruit area.
Yes, please.
But there are lots of other places in St. Joseph as well that do plant and grow breadfruit. When you think breadfruit, you think St. Joseph. It's just so funny. Kimberly Skeet, who works with me, as a matter of fact, she's always talking about breadfruit. Because she's from St. Joseph too. Yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You knew that? Who told you that?
You. Your expression alone.
You are something else, Justin. I like you. But Kimberly is also from St. Joseph, and so she loves to celebrate all things St. Joseph, as we are this morning. But you are also into farming.
Yes, please.
Why did you choose farming as an endeavor?
I raised up in a farming household from my father's side of the family. And my father, he was into farming. As long as I know him, he used to sell fruits and vegetables for 26 years. And unfortunately, he passed. And I continued to take up the trade, his trade.
So what do you farm, if you don't mind? I hope the pretty larcenies aren't listening, but what do you farm?
Plantains. I mostly like plantains.
Really?
Yeah.
We do plantains both here?
Yeah.
Okay. I love a plantain too.
Even in St. Joseph, did you know that?
Go ahead.
We have our a banana plantation based in St. Joseph, Mount Dacres plantation. Mount Dacres.
Dacres?
Yeah.
There's a Mount Dacres. Where exactly is Mount Dacres in relation to where we are now?
Mount Dacres is just above the ridge there.
Oh, so just over the ridge from where we are. What is this area called that we are in at Coco Hill Forest?
The area?
What do you call here? This location, Coco Hill Forest?
Coco Hill.
I know this is the Coco Hill Forest, but is it in Bordens? It is in what?
Coco Hill, St. Joseph.
Richmond? Yes, man. Were you from St. Joseph? answer my question. Richmond, St. Joseph, that's where we are, but you call it Coco Hill Forest, simply that. And
I
that's
know it
it
as Coco Hill Forest.
Yeah. So you farm plantains.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this how long now?
For a year and a half.
So how do you would think that that kind of sucker is easy? Just let some water run on, let it grow, and when they grow, they grow. Is that simple?
It's not as simple as that. You don't want it too deep or too shallow.
Really?
Basically just right, and a plantain takes 9 months to grow,
Like a
and
baby?
then 3 months, actually 13 weeks for the fruit to actually.
13 weeks?
13 weeks.
You're patient enough?
Very. The plantain plants, it brings peace to me.
Oh, that's lovely.
It brings peace.
So on a typical day, you would wake up what time and you would go out into your farm and do what until what time? How does your typical day go?
My day where I just get up really and truly around like 6:30, get something to eat, and I'm in the ground at 7:30. Just it is like if it was working for someone else. And take lunch at 12 and left at 3.
Ooh, that's good. You like this?
I love it.
Wow. I like the way you said it. I love it. I love it.
it.
But you're a young man. You know, there's some who say, but you're young, you have to go and do something else. What do you say to that?
I would say is that I'm 29 and I had 17 different jobs already.
I thought you were going to say I had 17 children. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
17 different jobs?
17 different jobs.
You serious?
But it's not that I'm not a good worker. But same things it is that I can do for others, I can do for myself, follow my dreams.
I agree with that. I totally
Follow my
agree with that.
dreams.
Follow your dreams. The same thing you could do for someone else, you could do for yourself.
Yeah.
So 17 different jobs in
Yeah.
17 different areas or different areas generally?
Different areas generally.
Like what?
If something fail, I would just try to fill in that spot.
You're a good man. And so that stickability is what you teach and preach all the time. Justin, you are such a fun guy. And I'm glad you're from St. Joseph, from Joe's River. Did you know that they do breadfruit? They do a lot of it. There's a Joe's River Forest you can explore as well. Justin, thanks. I wish you all the best, all right?
Sure, no problem.
Now that old man there is going to take that microphone from you as we introduce you to even more people from St. Joseph in just a little while. Now, there's a cool breeze that has just descended upon us right here at Coco Hill Forest. I like it indeed. It's refreshing. As I told you before, the birds continue to chirp. The sun has risen, and you can almost feel nature at its absolute best. And what they do here at Coco Hill Forest is they encourage you to come on down for some tours as well. And as you tour, you get to explore the grounds. You get to really involve yourself with nature. You get to understand better some of the plants, the vines, the leaves, the everything, the story behind everything that you see all around. And that's what it's all about. Did you see those little showers coming down? That's not rain. Those are actually buds coming from the tree. And no doubt we're going to probably see a new set of things springing up in the earth here in St. Joseph really, really soon, because the soil here is so fertile for all of this to happen as well. Now, I'm joined by a bevy of beauties, these lovely ladies. And good morning to each of you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who are you?
My name is Margot Griffith.
You're Margot. Hello, Margot. Good to see you. And you are?
Good morning. My name's Eleanor.
Hello, Eleanor. And you are?
Morning. My name is Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. I like your name, Lisa. It's simple. 4 letters.
Yes, thank you.
And you're done with that. Lisa, you have been working with the Parish Independence Committee for a little bit. Tell me, what is it that you do?
This year, I am the Public Relations Officer. I took a break, and this year, this is the position that I had. Before, I was a floor member on the committee.
So you stepped up now?
Yes, just a little bit.
You know?
Yes.
So what is it that keeps you connected to the committee, though? What is it that makes you say, you know what, I'm going to come back year after year and so on to give?
I actually like it. I am a person that like that sort of thing. If there's something that I enjoy and I can volunteer. And when I first got involved in the program, I just find that I like the values that it has, especially for the young people. So it is not a big issue for me that if they come around and I have the free time to go in, because I actually do like the program and I enjoy being in the program.
It's a really good program.
Yes, it is a
indeed.
very, very nice program.
So as PRO, you've been responsible for getting out there and telling the world about what St. Joseph is doing. How has that been for you? How difficult or easy has it been for you?
Well, it might have been easy, but we've had quite a few challenges this year, getting people to come out and actually join the committee. And I understand a little bit, obviously, because we're just coming out of COVID, and other people, they have other priorities. And so we had to get some past people to come in and help us out. But we're getting up there. And I know that when the new year starts, more people will come out and help us out and be a part of the program as well.
Indeed. So, yes. Eleanor, talk to me, girl. You've been around this for a little while too?
Yeah, I have been with the Independent Committee since 2019. As you can hear, I'm not originally from Barbados.
Yes.
And I had said I'd like to do something within the community that I was living in. I didn't know anything about St. Joseph. I didn't know anything about Joe's River. I was just interested in finding out what else was there. And I spoke to somebody and said, so why don't you join the Parish Independence Committee, which I did. And I loved it. I think it's a fantastic venture. It teaches you things. Like, I didn't know that we had a Coco Hill Forest.
This is your first time too?
No, this is my second time,
okay.
I must admit. Until I was on the program. Being in St. Joseph, you do not always know what is around.
Yes.
Until somebody tells it. And I just wanted to know what was there, who was there. I wanted to know all about St. Joseph. That's why I joined the Parish Independence
So what have you learned over the time about St. Joseph?
What have I learned? I just learned that they're a caring people. As Justin has said, we love breadfruit. There is so much to do. I mean, we have the best beach as the Bashaba. Nothing can touch Bashaba. And so many people live in St. Joseph and probably don't even get to go to the beach. I think that was one of the things that made me want to know more, because I was going to work and passing the beach every day and didn't think anything of it, and saw tourists come here for what we have. And I just think that we should put what we have on the forefront, and everybody should know about St. Joseph, because it is, after all, the best parish in Barbados.
All right, no fight with me. So, so since you love Bathsheba so much, have you learned yet how to surf?
To be honest, I haven't learned how to swim. I'm one of those people that swim on the beach. I do not like the water. So, okay, I'll admit that. But no, I haven't surfed, but I do sit on the sand.
Yes. And you enjoy the sand. I mean, hello, you're at the edge of the beach, right?
Exactly, love it. Picking up shells, love it, love it.
You said you decided to live in St. Joseph. Where were you before?
As you can hear, I was born in England. I was born in England. My mum and dad are originally from Barbados, but they're from St. George. I ended up in St. Joseph, strangely enough, through a cousin who introduced me to a young man. And
love brought you over.
Exactly.
Good
Once
dear.
I met him, I was a Josephine for life. Yes, that was it.
That was it. They fall in love with the Josephines. I love it indeed. And so, Margot, how are you doing this morning?
I am quite well, thank you.
Now, I understand that you are relatively recently retired. Answer me.
Not recently.
Not recently?
Not recently,
How is
but I am
retirement?
retired. It's worse than when I was working.
What do you mean?
Because everybody thinks that no, you're not working, you have time, so you can volunteer in all areas.
And?
It's a lot of work.
So retirement is a lot of work?
Yes, it is.
Listen, you're scaring me about retirement now. I'm so looking forward to retirement. And you were telling me it's a lot of work.
For example, I have been on this committee since 2018. I wasn't coming back this year, but then I was asked to come back, so I came back in October. And it is just rush, because as you know, the show is next week. And we have to make sure that St. Joseph shines beautifully on Saturday, the 19th of November.
Yes, I love the way it shines beautifully. Margot, talk your talk. Tell me. So what is it then for, since October till now, what have you been doing to help St. Joseph shine as beautifully as you think it should?
Well, it has been rough. We had to get fill-ins to assist us. For example, we had to get back Nikita and Javed from 2018. And then we had to make plans. For example, we have to go to schools. And we're planning to give the Slow Soup Incorporation a gift. And then We also need to go to worship with the schools as well. And then we're trying to educate other persons in the parish where they should come back and give to the parish.
Indeed. You have a good St. Lucie last name, though, Griffith.
I heard so.
Yeah, it is the truth. So have you ever been able to trace the roots?
Yes, my grandmother came from St. Lucie.
Rest my case. Rest my case one time. So there's a bit of St. Lucie in you.
Kind of. She was from a place called Durham's in St.
Durham's, that's
Lucie.
where my grandmother is from.
Really?
Well, my late grandmother, yeah.
Oh, mine is late too.
Yeah, but they're never early after a certain age. But, yeah, seriously, from Durham's. Hey, what a small world. Maybe we're connected.
Maybe, you never know.
But I'm not a Griffith.
Never mind. You might have a little blood running through you from the Griffiths
You wish. But, there's a lot that concerns you still about crime in particular. Talk to me about that.
It's very sad. St. Joseph, we don't have to worry. We are very quiet. This morning, as we left home at 10 minutes to 5, there were persons walking on the road, and outside was dark. Exactly. But it's very quiet. So we don't have drive-by shootings. We don't have gangs. So we're good. We're good. That's why we're staying in St. Joseph. Yeah. Because we also have lots of gems in St. Joseph. Beautiful gems. We have the Joseph Bridge that was recently rebuilt. Justin spoke about the Joseph Forest. We have Flower Forest. We have Coco Hill Forest. We have Hunt's Gardens. We have that's the
got you good now. Got you. I'm glad.
Andromeda Gardens, and we have in the bowling alley.
You have a bowling alley in St. Joseph?
Yes, that's the name.
Oh, that's the name.
Yeah.
you had me for a second because it's like, hey, let's go team and do some bowling. So that's the name?
Yeah, that's the name of the street.
Why the name? Why that name?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It was there from time memorial, so I'm not sure why it's called bowling alley.
Have you guys seen Margot's nails? They're in my face all the time. I was listening to her, but I was so... Margot, don't get shy. Show them your nails. That camera right there, look. See Margot's nails? Look at Margot's nails. Margot is a young girl, and I love it. I love it, Margot, that you are feeling full of life, and you're doing what you do to support your parish as well.
Of course.
So, Lisa, what else should St. Joseph people know as we get ready for the Spirit of the Nation show so that the energy whips up and that they give full support to the team?
Well, know that we are here. We are doing the best that we can do considering the circumstances that we would have had before. But we want you to know that the program is such a fascinating program for the younger people. I find that a lot of younger people shy away from the program, but it's not how you think it is. You give us a chance to show you the good that it can bring. And understand that at the end of the day, we know, the people, they know that St. Joseph is going to win. They know that St. Joseph is going to win.
Those are fighting words, girl.
They know that St. Joseph is going to win. Even though we have ambassadors that are filling in, we are still going to go there and show our best.
Yes.
And we are going to carry away some of the prizes. I mean, we won't be able to carry away all, but we are not greedy. We are quite happy with carrying away the few prizes that we know that we can, and we are coming out fierce and strong at the beginning of the year.
I like it. Love your words of confidence indeed. St. Joseph, you heard it for yourself. That's Lisa, Eleanor, and Margot, the three lovely ladies and lasses of the Parish Independence Committee serving you. We hope that you give them your fullest support next Saturday at the Spirit of the Nation show and for any other activities that they will have ongoing as well. Thank you so much, ladies. All the best on next Saturday and in the future endeavors as well.
You're quite welcome, and thank you.
You're very welcome. We'll take a break here on Morning Barbados. When we come back, we'll have the news.
morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, in the news now, with 38 murders for the year, 29 committed with firearms, the Barbados Police Service has pledged to arrest gun crime. Acting Commissioner of Police Irwin Boy says part of the problem is that access to guns is increasing.
We are not seeing wanted guns, so to speak, and I know that was something one of my colleagues raised, and one of my colleagues in one of the region, that there are some wanted guns that are shared within a particular jurisdiction, but we are not seeing that type of we are not getting that type of results or information in our analysis. So we do believe that there are a number of firearms out there that we have not touched the surface as yet.
And responding to a question at last evening's media conference at the police headquarters about random checks, Mr. Boy said the police service has been heavily patrolling the streets.
If you were on the streets, you would see that our officers are doing a lot of checks, random checks, a lot of vehicle checks, a lot of community checks. So we are in relation to that strategy very focused. And I can tell you, I think last week or this week, we recovered a Mat 10. And we have been recovering firearms, and if I were to just reflect on the stats that we have had up until Monday, we would have recovered over 127 firearms. We would have recovered 127 firearms today, and this is far surpassing the amount that we recovered last year. Last year, up to this time, we had 79 or something like that.
Acting Commissioner Boyce says the police service will undertake an approach which will ensure there is a zero tolerance to guns and gun-related matters, pledging to target the criminal element relentlessly with vigor.
We know that it is certainly not part of us to wake up almost daily and to hear on news items that there was another shooting, or read in a newspaper that there was another shooting in a community. That is not what we are about. That is not what we are accustomed to. It is not part of us to accept that there are gangs, people who have their own way of doing things, and the use of illicit firearms and serious organized crime and controlled drugs have, to some extent, now seem to have taken on a new complexion and has become part of the new culture in Barbados, or the new subculture in Barbados. Let me reiterate that Barbados Police Service will not tolerate any form of this wicked problem, and will use every partnership, every relationship every collaboration to ensure that our people enjoy their freedom.
Describing the current spike of criminal activity, Mr. Boy stopped short of saying Barbados is in the middle of a gang war.
What we are finding from our investigation that there are individuals within blocks and groups, and if you want to call them gangs, that are responding to personal issues in some instances. And they have beef with, and they're targeting the person with whom they have the beef. And that's what we are finding. We are not in the business of glamorizing gangs. We are not in the business of glamorizing groups that are designed to upset the status quo in society. So that's why I would not say that there is a gang warfare. What I can say is that, yes, there are people within the groups that we identify through our investigation, through our intelligence, that have particular targets. And some of those are not necessarily starting with targets in communities. They can start with targets from prison.
In other news this morning, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley says the relationship between Barbados and Rwanda continues to grow, as there are two small countries with big visions. The Prime Minister is on an unofficial visit to the African nation at the invitation of President Paul Kagame. That visit comes just over 6 months after the Rwandan leader visited this island. The two leaders engaged in bilateral discussions on key agreements that were inked ahead of the visit.
Have to be in today's world. Our people are going to be only available to access the best as long as we can navigate the very difficult geopolitical and uncertain times in which we live. And that means us being able to find the unique opportunities for partnership and cooperation. This issue of pharmaceutical equity is a game changer for us all. It is a game changer for you in Rwanda, and you have led the way. And we believe that we too can follow in this respect.
Ms. Motley says with Rwanda being a hub in East Africa, there are opportunities to reverse the century of time.
We have had, regrettably, only the direct passage between Africa and the Caribbean for nefarious purposes in the past. It is now time that we do it for our own honorable purposes and to expand the opportunities for our people. You have an excellent platform here, and you are clearly the hub in East Africa. And with the construction of your airport, I expect that to significantly expand such that the Caribbean and Latin America can benefit with the linkages to Rwanda as we go forward. I hope that even before the airport is completed, however, that we can see that direct air link between our two regions.
Well, that's our news until now. We'll have more news right here on TV8 at 12 noon in the CBC Newsday. Morning Barbados continues in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the Community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Keep the bones smooth.
Q in the Community is your place to meet friends, to socialize, and just to be you.
Yes, come on down and take in the karaoke.
Whether you're coming from north, south, east, or west, we have a bus for you.
Q in the Community.
Stay tuned to Q100.7 FM to find out where we will be next, and follow us on Facebook.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Another one of those spectacular sights of St. Joseph right here. That's where we are. We are at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. As a matter of fact, it's a beautiful Friday. I'm so excited being here. It is in the midst of nature, and everything natural is what we're experiencing here. And you can too. Coco Hill Forest. Note the name, Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. As a matter of fact, joining me now is Angelica Catlin. She's the secretary of the DEO of St. Joseph. Good morning to Angelica.
Good morning, Pearson.
What was that location we were just showing to folks when we came in?
Oh, that was Blackman Bridge. That is behind Grantley Adams Secondary School. Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School.
I've always driven past. I've never gone behind.
Yeah. You can. I think you can actually access it from the road. You can drive through there, but I went on a hike, so that's how I saw it. Yeah.
You hiked in your own parish?
Of course. This is the most beautiful parish to hike in.
There they go again, making these proclamations, but that's all right. If you say so, and I will discover it today, it's one of the best parishes, certainly on the island. So when you go hiking, where do you go?
So normally I go with the National Trust. So wherever they go, I go. So I have done the one from Grantley Adams School. I've done from Bathsheba. One of the most exciting ones was from Haggett's in St. Andrew. That was pretty challenging because you're going up all the inclines. But St. Joseph has the best ones.
But you're a fit girl. You can handle this here, right?
Coco Hill actually gave me a challenge the first time I came.
How so? The incline?
Yes, the incline. So they have like a bamboo grove at the top. And my friends, when we came, we thought we would try to run up it. It was very winded for a while.
In other words, you're not fit enough.
No.
Your honesty is so refreshing, Angelica. But you work with the District Emergency Organization for St. Joseph. That's a lot of work.
It is indeed. So it's a voluntary arm of the Department of Emergency Management, and everyone that participate volunteers. And we recently had an election, and you know, most people don't want to be secretary. So I guess I stood up to the plate, and I am secretary.
But you're more than just a scribe. You know, you're actively involved. You're an engineer.
A graduate civil engineer, that's correct.
You see what I'm saying? She understands the whole question of just making sure all is right within your work and mission in the District Emergency Organization. How long have you been, though, serving in the District Emergency Organization?
So I joined, this is probably my second year, but more active this year because we had the elections back in May.
So what are some of the things you've been doing, though? I mean, getting Josephines familiar with the work of the DEO and getting them prepared in the event of an emergency. Okay,
so most emergencies that persons think of is hurricane season, but obviously we are trying to get persons familiarized with more hazards. But during hurricane season, persons would have seen us out in our shirts a lot. We were doing community profiling. So that is where we try to see who are the vulnerable persons out there and just see what the hazards around. So see if drains are clear, the bridges are okay, any leaning poles. So that was one of the activities that we did. And then also we try to connect with community groups. Right. So like the PIC is who reached out to us to tell us about coming here this morning, but other community groups also, because we have a mandate to educate. And also those persons, we all are the avenues to the community. So ensuring that we could get the message out to everybody.
How are you using your experience in civil engineering in your work on the District Emergency Organization?
Oh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
So definitely, so the DEO is all about disaster management and thinking about the whole cycle. How do you respond to it? So engineering, yes, it is infrastructure, but a lot of it also is managing people and the communication aspect of it and coordination. So I guess that's why it was fit for secretary in the first place, because I do have that background. So it is managing tasks and people. Yeah, more so from that perspective.
Oh, so I could be an engineer too. Just kidding you. Don't answer me.
You got the good training. It's a good start.
Yes, indeed. But you're a young woman and you've given so much back to your community. Talk to me about what it means to be from St. Joseph, living in St. Joseph, interacting with Josephines and giving back to your community.
Okay, so probably what you just said, it just like fills you with such warmth and happiness, because that is me, really and truly. I think my parents think that I do too much, but I'm like, any avenue to volunteer and give back, I am there 100%.
Nice.
So yeah, that's me.
I like that. But other young people like yourselves are saying, oh, not me, girl. As soon as I can, I leave in here and I move into St. Michael or Christchurch. Do you get that?
Oh, from others?
Young people?
No, not really.
Really?
I guess people stick to what they know. And I guess I try to encourage anybody to move to the country. And I know for sure that I'll be always in the country. Maybe not always St. Joseph, maybe St. John, who knows? But as soon as you drive into the country, you feel the difference. The calm, the cool air, the breeze. You get away from everything.
You're describing St. Lucie so well.
Oh, that's a little bit further.
So pretty much, I mean, all country spots, all of our rural spots are the same. We have this, and there's a familiarity. You know, everybody seems to know everyone else, and people look out for each other. That still is very much a part of our culture. How does that make you feel to know that we have not moved so far away from who we truly are, at the core of who we are?
Oh, that is indeed, it is heartwarming. I guess everything's heartwarming for me. No, because that's what makes us truly Bajan, isn't it? To make sure that our fellow person, they're looked after. And it's good to be part of a close-knit community, because I'm actually living where my dad grew up.
Right.
So it's like really close-knit.
I'm glad you got that, because I wanted to ask you then, where are you from in St. Joseph?
I am from Parish Hill, so just by Andrew's factory. I guess most people know the murals, the animal paintings on the wall.
Right.
I'm from in that area.
You know, I know the guy who did that.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do. You want to meet him?
Oh, that would be cool.
I'll hook you up. You know, so you're in the Parish Hill area. How is your community? Describe that community for me.
So it's a very small community. I think it will be one of the smaller communities. Very close knit. You have to go up an incline to get us. So I guess that's part of our fitness training. Yeah. So it's a very nice community. It's a bit of a dead end when you get to both sides of it, but yeah.
You know, they're watching you right now and they're saying, listen, Angelica, you better say the right thing up us
I know,
up here.
Right?
But you happen to live now where your father was, you said, was born.
Well, he grew up. We grew up. Yeah.
And so you drew that connection for a reason. Why?
I think it's just because I know that he lived not on the spot we are on, but on the opposite spot from that. And it just makes you feel really a part of where you are, and just hear stories and how he's shown how it's developed. So he would tell about when it wasn't lighting in the community, and him and all his friends would sit on the step and tell stories. And myself, I guess I've seen a little change in my life too. When Andrew's factory used to be operational, I used to love the sound of the factory at night, actually. But now that is no more. So it's just interesting to hear how it's changed over the years.
Did you get to know the smell of the sugar factory?
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
I know what you know what I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
Definitely. Up to this year, actually. So obviously there's still sugarcane fields around, and early morning the ladies were cutting the cane, and it was gorgeous. It was amazing.
I love it. Still the regular country activity is ongoing.
Yes.
And that's what one can explore through St. Joseph as well. Now, as a civil engineer, and you had to civilly engineer St. Joseph again, what changes would you want to see happen in St. Joseph?
Well, there are quite a few areas where I guess the road networks. We have a lot. They are extensive, and the bridges. It will be to make sure that they can handle the capacity of the cars coming back and forth. There are quite a few that need maintenance right now. So it will be to have a plan on how to handle those in the long run, because as you would know, St. Joseph, we do suffer from a lot of land slippage. So that those concerns are the concerns that we would deal with.
But you're young, you are part of this community, and I'm sure that we're working with the District Emergency Organization. You identify those areas of concern, and you raise them, make your voice as loud as you possibly can, so they hear you and they begin to act on what it is that concerns you. After all, you live here, and that's wonderful. 2 reasons why I should move into St. Joseph. They better be good.
I feel like I've given you more than 2 already. Definitely the spirit of the persons here. Like, you've met wonderful people already.
Yes, I have.
And then you'll be cool. Remember, global warming is a thing, and we are one of the cooler parishes in terms of like just temperature-wise. So,
and that's because you have all this lush greenery around you.
Very much so.
I mean, and for people who don't understand what that means, they think all that bush is going to make me hotter. Explain why not.
No, because we have the shade, so you don't get the direct sunlight on us, which definitely helps. And then the trees also, well, help regulating that the oxygen flow. So
the whole cycle, that's what it helps with as well. And it attracts the rain.
Yes.
The rain clouds are definitely going to land over here, and that's what it's all about. So the more tree planting that occurs, the better it is in terms of managing that change in climate and all the rest. I don't want to use a regular catchphrase, climate change, but you know, the change in climate that is occurring all over the place. So what do you do for fun, Angelica?
So I do hike. I love DIY stuff. So I like tinkering and doing arts and craft. And recently I've started participating in like triathlon. So I've been learning to swim more, ride more. I got my first bike yesterday and run more. Running is not my forte, but
Well, that's sweet. And are there enough nature trails around though that you can actually begin to practice a lot of that?
Oh, definitely. There are more than enough. Like, you go down Main Road and then there's some place that you could go through. So there's more than enough.
Go out and explore, get into St. Joseph and explore. Is this your first time to Coco Hill Forest?
No, my second.
It's my first time. On your first entry into Coco Hill, was it easy to find?
No, it was not.
I get lost this morning. Seriously, they had to come and rescue me.
Yes, I saw.
Oh yeah, you were here.
I was here.
That's right. So, describe for people how to get to Coco Hill Forest.
Oh,
Can
you? The issue is the route that I take is not even on Google Maps.
Okay.
But I feel like it's the most direct route. So I came obviously from Parish Hill. So if you get to the mural on the wall, you go through by the murals, and then go into Airy Hill. I am really bad at directions.
That's all right. Me too.
Maybe Josephine did Google Maps, or maybe I did it.
That's right. But just give Coco Hill Forest a call and they'll direct you, right?
Exactly. Or for a forest. I don't know if that's better to get to.
Are you one of those who would go out in support of the parish ambassadors at the Spirit of the Nation show, or not really?
I have previously. Yes, I have. I honestly didn't realize it was coming up again.
Shame on you.
Yes,
smack.
I know, right?
Yeah,
but
it's next Saturday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So
But you got this morning, no doubt, to meet the 2 parish ambassadors and to hear more. These are 2 young people who've decided, I'm coming back and I'll do this for my parish. What does that mean to you to know that they have volunteered to come back to do this?
Well, I was telling them thanks already, because I know it's not, it takes a lot to give of your time, and to do it 2 years running, that means that you really do have that sense of duty within you. So it is good that they've come back out at it again. So
You have been such a fun person to spend 15 minutes with here, Angelica.
Oh, it was that
You didn't
long?
realize
Thanks.
that?
No.
I didn't realize that until my clock, and I said, oh my goodness, there's a lot of time I spent with you. But it has been wonderful meeting you, Angelica
And you
Catlin.
too. Yes,
She's a civil engineer. She works with the District Emergency Organization. What are some of the activities you have still on the plan to engage your community with as a District Emergency Organization?
So I think coming on to the end of the year, we're a bit quieter right now, but thanks for the little plug. Anybody that wants to volunteer, please reach out to us. You can email us at stjosephDEO2022@gmail.com. Or even persons might know our chairperson, Miss Heather Waldron, or our deputy chairperson, Mr. Matthew Allen, or anybody on the community. We should be active enough that you know who we are.
Yes.
Please reach out to us because we do need more volunteers. Yes. And as a volunteer, you might not be able to do what I am doing every day engaging, but you might be able to, when the call comes, just respond during those times. So you will get training, so don't worry.
Oh, wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
You do get
St. Joseph DEO 2022@gmail.com. St. Joseph DEO 2022@gmail.com. And volunteer your services. And the thing is about it is that you may not necessarily have to serve as a committee member, but you may have a skill set that can be used. So if you're a carpenter, a mason, or in any other way, just identify yourself to the district emergency organization and put your name on the list of people who are prepared to step up should the emergency occur.
Yes.
I like it. Ms. Catlin, thank you for talking to me this morning.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go on that nature trail in just a moment, so I hope you have your hiking shoes on. I will send you off with the team, not me. But thank you for talking to me this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right,
her name is Angelica Catlin. She is with the District Emergency Organization. She's a secretary, but she's a Josephine and she loves her community, as we have grown to love this morning even more. Much more from Coco Hill Forest in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Maxback Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
When disaster threatens, it is comforting to know there's a team working to deliver credible, comprehensive, and up-to-date information. A team that is committed to serving you. A team that will be there before, during, and after the disaster. That is Team CBC, here for you this hurricane season.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Taking a look at the iconic St. Joseph Parish Church right there, I'm sure you know that spot, don't you? I'm sure you do. And it no longer exists, I think. Am I right? That's the voice of Barbara Nichols, who's lived here all her life. And with her is from Hillswick in St. Joseph, Leah Shepherd, who's a teacher as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning to you.
So, Barbara, did you worship there at St. Joseph Parish Church?
Yes, when I was young.
When you were much younger?
Younger, yeah.
So, to know that it no longer exists, how do you feel?
I don't, because
I felt not too good about it because the small church, St. Aidan's, the St. Joseph worshippers, they worship down there along with St. Aidan's. Sometimes they have 2 services. So I think that they should build back a St. Joseph Parish Church.
In Anglican Church.
Yes.
Work on it indeed.
Yeah.
But you've lived here all your life, Barbara, young girl, and you're growing up and everything?
I'm a resident of Bathsheba St. Joseph all my life.
Oh, you were born in Bathsheba?
Born in Bathsheba St. Joseph.
You never got the bug to want to leave?
No.
Seriously?
I traveled I went to England, I went to America, I went to St. Lucia about 19 times.
Whoa.
Because I have a sister that lived down there that is 97 years old.
Oh, congratulations.
So I was down there a few months ago. I went to visit her. But I love Barbados.
You love Bathsheba in particular?
I love Bathsheba in particular.
What are some of the changes you've seen over time at Bathsheba?
I haven't seen much changes
Really?
down there, you know. We have restaurants, we have shops, there's an Atlantis Hotel, and there's Rung House Restaurant, but there are not much changes down there. But
So,
I still love Bathsheba.
Where do you do your grocery shopping?
I goes to
there or in town?
I goes to Jordan Supermarket in Spice.
So I tell you now, I know you still had to move out. Just kidding you. But you know, and that's the whole thing. I love country living, don't you?
I do.
So why do you love country living so much?
Because, as I say, I can enjoy I can walk the beach on mornings. I walk the beach. I goes to the sea, take a bath in the sea. We have a rock there that have a cutout we call the basin.
Really?
Or the pool, you know, and then they have small ones for the little kids. And we would go, when we were younger, we would go around from the back, come to the front, stay up, and jump in the pool.
Oh my goodness. That was when you were a little girl.
But yeah, when I was
You're
young,
going to do that now?
14, 15, I wouldn't do it now. It's called pass and gone.
But Bathsheba is such a beautiful area. And every time we think Bathsheba, we think of that road that just runs along the road, the seaside.
You know, that
but there's much more to Bathsheba?
It's old, they have the old train line still. Coming from Martins Bay and coming down, but some of it is going into the sea. You know, you can see the iron spikes and so on from the train line, but it's going into the sea. But people can still travel that road when they have trekking to Martins Bay and other parts of St. John. They have still trekkers, people still go that road.
The people you've grown up with, are some of them still around in the area?
Not many. Because I would say I'm one of the fortunate ones that even my school friends, most of them have died out. And I'm still here, thank the Lord.
Amen.
For that.
So where did you go to school?
I went to school at St. Elizabeth Primary School.
That's where she teaches?
She teaches.
That's where Leah teaches now. So that's where you went to school.
Yeah.
Do you remember who would have been your principal, or what we call the headmistress or headmaster at the time?
Yeah, there was a lady named Miss Ida Newton. When I got there, she was getting ready to resign. Then we had Hilda Leslie. Then the boys' school was next door. We had Mr. Hart. And then we had Mr. Law. And those were the 2 principals that I can remember.
And all of them lived in the area, or they moved into the area?
They live in the area.
Jeez.
Ida Newton, she was not too far from the school. Mr. Hart, he was just down the road. Mr. Thorne, he was just down the road. Mr. Law, he was just down the road. So they were all...
You have a good memory, though. You have a real good memory. Girl, I envy you. I can't remember all of my teachers right now.
I can remember all.
Wow.
All of them.
That is sweet. So Leah, you're from Hillswick in St. Joseph, near to St. Elizabeth. You shouldn't have told me that because I will. When you go into Hillswick, ask for Leah. Her name is Shepherd, Leah Shepherd, and they will show you her. But you're also a teacher at the same said St. Elizabeth where you went to school.
Yes, I am.
How does it feel going back to where you went to school to teach?
It feels great. I'm actually excited being close to home and also interacting with those persons in the community that I know and that know me as well.
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means that, you know, the blame will fall on you when the student doesn't do as well as they ought to have.
I don't think so. I'm sure we have lots of help at the school, so that is not a problem.
Talk to me about St. Elizabeth Primary. You know, I mean, it's a school that has also produced quite a lot.
Yes,
so
sir.
talk to me about some of the successes from St. Elizabeth Primary.
From St. Elizabeth Primary, you've seen lots of persons from the community that would have left the school and they have gone on into lots of, we call it better, high-up jobs.
Yes.
And they're doing quite well for themselves. Well, right now at St. Elizabeth, we are a small school in the community of Joes River, and we have lots to offer. We have a science program, as well as there's robotics and coding.
Wow.
We have IT. We have a scenery, and we are open for business for anyone that wants to send their children.
Barbara, you heard all of what they do there? None of that happened in our time, you know?
No. We didn't know anything about that.
None of that. It was just mathematics, English.
And our motto was, manners maketh man.
Seriously? Is it still the same?
It's no, only the best is good enough.
Only the best is good enough. Manners maketh man. Pretty much almost the same anyway in meaning. But that is wonderful. What is it that you teach, Leah? And what class do you teach?
I don't have a class. I actually teach throughout the school. So I teach the science program. We have a music program going as well. And I also teach coding and robotics.
You're a scientist.
Yes,
You're
I
a
am.
scientist,
In the
Leah.
making.
You know, when you start to think about it a little bit, coding and robotics, that's a lot of engineering going on there.
Yes, it is.
What's your experience in this?
Well, it's quite exciting, interesting. You get to learn lots of different things. And as we know, the world is going into a technological age. And there are lots of jobs that are available in the teaching and coding and robotics. So we're preparing children for the future, for those jobs that are not yet existing.
Yeah. How are the children responding to that instruction?
The children enjoy the hands-on. They're so excited at times they go ahead and do all sorts of things that I am not even teaching them.
Yes.
But it is a course that I realize that the children are quite eager to take part in. And it is, I don't know, how would I call it? It's quite an exciting thing to do.
Yes. You know, you hear NIFCA, you think St. Elizabeth Primary. You think of cultural arts, you also think St. Elizabeth Primary. I've heard the names. So you think of music, St. Elizabeth Primary as well, which is fantastic over the years. Who's the current principal?
Our current principal is Miss Cheryl Marshall.
Miss Marshall.
Yes, please.
All right.
She only started this term. Yes,
Those
please.
are the first name. Children will latch on to it. It's Miss Marshall for
Sorry,
your
Miss
child.
Marshall.
Yes, that's all right. So, Barbara, you know, going to school, we learned so many nursery rhymes and the like, you know. There are many things that still lock into our heads to this day. What is one of your favorite nursery rhymes from school? You remember? Any?
I remember.
Do you remember peas porridge hot? Peas porridge
cold. Peas porridge in the pot
9 days old.
Yeah.
Some like it hot, some like it cold.
Some like it in the pot 9 days.
There you go. I jog your memory now. Give me another one.
Yeah. And we had Tom, the Piper's son.
And
learned to play when he was young. But all the songs that he could play was over the hills and far away. Over the hills and far away. That was all the songs that he could play.
Wow. Sweet girl, you got a memory here?
And then Tom, the Piper's son, had a pig.
And away he ran.
The pig was eat. Tom was beat and the pig was eat. And Tom went squealing down the street.
Yes. Do you all still do those kinds of things at school, Leah?
Yes, they still learn nursery rhymes and so on, especially in the younger age groups.
You know, what I'm trying to teach some children is the multiplication. 2 ones are 2, 2 into 2 1, 2 twos are 4, 2 into 4 2. They don't do that anymore.
Yes, they still do.
Y'all still sing like that?
Yes, we do.
Seriously?
Yeah. Up to class 4.
But y'all have this new way of doing mathematics nowadays. I don't understand.
Neither do I.
You know, Barbara?
I don't
get it at all. You know, you have this addition.
We
that kind
say
of
mathematics, say arithmetic.
Arithmetic. Correct. And so, I mean, school today, Leah, must be so exciting because it's so vastly different from what I went to school to enjoy.
Yes, because we've introduced new programs, as you know. So those things that we would have done when I was in school, we are not doing those. You're doing extra stuff. So the curriculum is such a vast and wide area. So as I said, there are things for any person depending on your learning capabilities. So it's not a problem.
What's a typical day like for you in terms of waking up and getting to school and getting back home?
Well, I get up around 5 o'clock on mornings. I take my son up to Christchurch Foundation.
Oh dear.
And then I come back to St. Joseph.
Leah? Go ahead, let me hear you.
And then during the day, I have various classes where I teach various activities. So every day may not be same. Some days you may have lots of science classes. And on a day like today, I have lots of coding and robotic classes. So it's an active day.
Right.
And by the time you leave work this afternoon, it's that trek back again and then
Up
back
to
home.
Christchurch and then home. What a
But
day.
I enjoy it.
What a day, clearly. But Barbara, you wake up early.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And you wake up like after 3.
But
Yeah.
sometimes the first time I got up is minutes to 3. I got minutes to 3 this morning, and I went back to state. And when I got it was 5 to 4. And I was up then.
Barbara's very relaxed here.
I was up then because I was boarding when I was working, I would board the 5 o'clock bus every morning for all those years.
Yes. Wow, what a
This
memory.
is 12
you have.
years now that I have stopped. I'm not working.
Have you ever been to Coco Hill Forest before?
No, the first
time
time.
too?
Yeah.
And don't hear sweet now?
Yeah, I like it.
I tell you. Leah, what about you?
I have been here before and I enjoyed the tour that we did.
Yeah?
And don't have to tell you, there were other teachers who came with us. And when we came out, we were full of mud.
That's why you see that crew? They're the ones who are going to be going down into the gully later on.
I would enjoy it if the sun was shining.
I want to thank you ladies for really joining me this morning and
pleasure
celebrating the
talking to
best of St. Joseph from Bathsheba, from Hillswick. And those are just 2 of the names of locations that you can find when you come on into St. Joseph. Today, come on down today and explore, have some fun, but come to Coco Hill Forest as well. Thank you, Leah Shepherd and Barbara Nichols this
You're
morning.
welcome. Thank you too.
All righty. We're going to take a break right here. We're coming back with more from Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is no place like home, but over the past year, home has taken on an especially significant meaning for most. At times, staying at home may be limiting, but it doesn't need to be boring. If you're someone who is great at the DIY life and you've made your home a haven for creating and making new things, this is the show for you. Send us an email at morninbarbados@cbc.bb and share how you've been making it from home.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
17 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock live from Coco Hill Forest here in the beautiful parish of St. Joseph today. And there's a lot to discover all around. The chirping birds are just a little snippet of what you can experience here. But my team came here earlier and they had the opportunity to go out and see what abounds on these beautiful grounds here at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. Take a look at this.
look at these people that they bring me out for a site visit and I hiking. That one day, look, it's because of she. Oh Lord. Be careful, it's slippery there, peoples. Right after that bamboo there, bro. And they recording too. It would be legendary. Look at him, Marla. Perfect example, bro. Perfect. Just roll with the slide, Nadia. Just roll with the slide.
Go with the flow.
Go with the slide.
I tell you, he's a bushman.
Moments later.
Whoa, that room is even more. Ah, there we go. And the thing is, right, I know it was gone. That was why half of the room was no more. Huh?
You alright,
man?
You alright, dog?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yours died.
No, bring that. Alright, let me just make sure he alright first.
Nah, I get it. Because I know I was getting out. That's why I said the room is gone.
Cool. I still recording though.
I know.
I can send it to you too. I swear, this terrain is threatening to take our lives.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up.
Morning Barbados will be coming to your parish live every Friday until November. Stay tuned from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. to see which parish we're in. Join us for it all.
Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Come on, you family, make some noise. Are you ready?
Q in the Community is on every Thursday in a community near you.
Q in the community is well and alive.
Come on down and, have a line with all of me. The more mature folk come to dance, to sing.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So we're 8 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock as I take the trek up the hill here at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. And I hope I have my breath by the time I get to the top, indeed, because I'm going to be meeting ever so shortly with the manager here at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. What a beautiful location. I feel as though I'm on top of the world. Chloe Fortin, you have the job as manager of Coco Hill Forest. What a job.
To be spending some time here in the breezy forest. It's always shady. It's pretty nice.
And it's nice and cool indeed. But there's so much. I just came up, but there's so many other levels to this as well. So talk to me about what people can experience when they come here to Coco Hill Forest.
Perfect. For sure, yeah. I can show you a little bit about the map, maybe, about the site, but I can also show you in real time, actually. We are on one of the two hills on the West Hill right now, and there's the East Hill behind us. This is the Green Therapy Trail. So on the other side of the valley, behind us is a deep valley where we have a lot of soil erosion. So all the soil goes in there. That's why we started planting trees, building terraces to plant the food, and we built the trails, the hiking trails around the hills, on the hillside, so we can see the scenery. And it's a bit dramatic. Some people are a bit scared sometimes when they see the gap in the valley, but it's really challenging and it's really nice to be here.
I love what I love here is about how the species of plants interact with each other. I'm sure there was careful consideration given to that, or is that just an act of nature?
Yeah, so on the one side of the forest, it's mostly original forest, so we did not plant anything there. On the other side, down on the agroforestry trail, that's where we did most of our planting. So we planted over 70 species of fruit trees and herbs and medicinals. We were trying mostly to see what would fit in that soil, what would help stabilize the soil, what would grow well. And we found quite a few species work very well, but we do have problems with the monkeys, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're part of the ecosystem here too.
Exactly.
But you know, I just passed the coconut groves. I see that you're already budding some new coconuts as well to lay out.
Yes, so we have started being part of the Coconuts 2 project with Alliances for Action from the International Trade Center. They are here in Barbados helping to build the coconut industry and build strong linkages between the producers, the growers, and the consumers as well, and to the agro-processors as well. So, because we do a lot of coconut water here, we grow a lot of coconuts, but not a lot of other value-added products like coconut milk or mulch from the coconut husks, things like that we could all use. And a lot of people actually don't know that all the graded coconut we find in the supermarket is not local, it's all imported. But we could be using it.
Yeah, and you're contributing to that change that's happening.
Exactly.
No, Coco Hill Forest is one of those hidden gems. I'm telling you, it's off the beaten path literally. So for those watching who are fascinated by what they're seeing this morning, tell us how to get here and tell us how we can book trips and different nature trails as well.
Yeah,
tours.
So we are open every day from 9 to 5, so people can just walk in, and we do self-guided hikes. So we give you a map of the trails and then a little introduction about the project, and then you can walk around. It's not that hard. We tell you how to orient yourself. Otherwise, we do guided tours on Sundays at 2 p.m. every Sunday, 2 p.m. And then people can call us. We can probably put that information. The number is 571-5520. You can call us for bookings, for guided tours, for events as well. And we are on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and so on. So just reach out. And then to find the place, we are on Google Maps as well. And I know you got maybe lost this morning.
Yes, you had to bring that up again.
So actually, I think if you follow the directions from Google Maps, you end up right here. But it's on Richmond Road, and if you follow the indications as well to Flower Forest and Coco Hill, we have signs along the roads, and Flower Forest is just downhill from us, like just 2 minutes.
I think it's where I ended up heading towards. Missing my slight turn. But that's good, because I was wondering, I saw foot traffic, I saw vehicular traffic also passing here, and I wondered what that's the Flower Forest. And so for 571, by the way, 571-5520, 571-5520, call and book your tour, and in doing so you are amongst nature at its absolute best. Where we're standing right now, it is so cool, it just isn't funny, and I could well imagine how much colder it is at night in particular.
Well, this at this time in the morning is really cool, and if it rains, or it's nice actually, even if it rains, because we have a thick canopy. We don't really, as you've seen, there was a little shower earlier,
and we never got wet because the canopy was so thick. We never felt the drizzles, and that's the beauty of this location here at Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph. If you're watching from somewhere overseas and visitors to our island are anxiously booking their flights into Barbados, again, if they want to book, how can they book online?
They can reach out to us exactly through Instagram, through Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. We are pretty responsive, and they can call or turn up. And then we have also our sales representative now that started going to hotels to give out the maps and give out information, so they could get information from their hotels as well.
This is a wonderful thing to do. If you haven't considered it yet, consider it today, because sometimes you sit at home, you think, what can I do? What is there in Barbados to do that's different? This is it. Coco Hill Forest in St. Joseph is easy to find. Get your Google Maps or give a call. 571-5520. 571-5520. Find them on social media as well. Coco Hill Forest, St. Joseph. Book your space, book your spot, bring your teams down. This would make such a wonderful team location to have a team event, bonding, bridging, every kind of thing. Coco Hill Forest in nature, what else is better? None else is better. Chloe, I want to thank you so much for having us here at Morning Barbados today on your location. And I really hope that many people take advantage of the activities here at Coco Hill Forest and the beauty of what you present as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Chloe Fortin, she's the manager here at Coco Hill Forest, and we want to encourage you to come on down as well. That's it for today from the beautiful parish of St. Joseph. Don't forget, come on down, explore the parish and be engaged. For the crew, to all of you, we thank you and we wish you a wonderful weekend. See you on Monday.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. to you.